A very good morning to all the students. This is Veena teacher. This is the next cell list of cell organelles we're going to see in today's module. The first organelle that we're going to see is ribosomes. So there are lots of ribosomes, hundreds and thousands ribosomes that are present inside the cell. You can see here the ribosomes are present like this freely in the cytoplasm. This is a ribosome, or the ribosomes are present attached to the endoplasmic reticulum, making this endoplasmic reticulum as rough endoplasmic reticulum. So if the endoplasmic reticulum is not having the ribosomes, here you can see that it is known as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So the ribosomes, they are present either freely in the cytoplasm or they are present attached to the endoplasmic reticulum. The ribosomes are present in plant cells, animal cells, and this is one cell organelle which is also seen in prokaryotes. Remember, in prokaryotes, the three organelles rather that we have seen, that is mitochondria, nucleus, and chloroplast. All the three organelles are not present in prokaryote, but ribosomes are present in prokaryote. Then you can understand the importance of the structure. Okay, now the function of ribosome is it is useful in the process of protein synthesis. How exactly this takes place, we will study in some other class. Now, since the ribosomes are present both in prokaryotic and eukaryotic, but there is a difference between the structure of prokaryotic ribosome and eukaryotic ribosome. The prokaryotic ribosomes are known as 70S type and the eukaryotic ribosomes are known as 80S type. These ribosomes, the prokaryotic, are made up of two subunits, 50S and 30S subunit. Please do not think that 50 plus 30 should be 80. No, it is not like that. It is not measured or it is not valued in that particular manner. The bigger subunit or larger one is called 50S and the smaller one is called 30S. Similarly, the eukaryotic ribosomes has two subunits, 60S subunit and 40S subunit. So these subunits can be separated or they can be there together. Usually when the process of protein synthesis is taking place, these subunits are attached with each other, otherwise these subunits can dissociate from each other also. Okay, so these bigger subunits, once again it has got a kind of small segments of RNA that you can see here in this picture. This is known as ribosomal RNA. Now next let us discuss about the endomembrane system. Endomembrane system, it is a group of cell organelles, and I can give you the list of the organelles here. Endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, lysosomes and vacuoles. All these four together, it comprises of endomembrane system. First let us start with the endoplasmic reticulum. As I told you, the endoplasmic reticulum exists in two types: smooth endoplasmic reticulum and rough endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum has got ribosomes, whereas smooth endoplasmic reticulum do not have the ribosomes. Now, the function of endoplasmic reticulum is folding of protein molecules in sacs called cisternae, and the transport of synthesized proteins in the vesicles to the Golgi apparatus and transport of lipids. So whatever proteins are synthesized, the endoplasmic reticulum helps the proteins to get transported to the Golgi complex. Okay, so these transportation does not take place freely in the cytoplasm. Here the endoplasmic reticulum helping in the transport of proteins and lipids inside the Golgi complex. Now let us see to the Golgi complex. This is the structure of the Golgi complex here, and the major organelle, it is a major organelle that is present in the eukaryotic cells, and then here this is also known as dictyosome. It acts to process and package the macromolecules such as proteins and lipids that are synthesized by the cell. So the cell, it synthesizes the proteins and lipids. They are transported via endoplasmic reticulum to the Golgi complex, and from the Golgi complex they do various kinds of functions and activities that they are meant for. Now the next organelle is the lysosome. Now here this is your eukaryotic cell. The lysosome is present here, and this is the actual structure of lysosome. Okay, so this is how the lysosome looks. Inside the cell, numerous organelles function to remove the waste. So inside the cell also there are lots of waste materials present. Lysosome is an organelle that is involved in the removal of the waste materials, because these enzymes, hydrolytic enzyme mixture that you can see here, this hydrolytic enzyme mixture is a very important enzymes are present, and these can digest the cell organelles, food particles, virus, bacteria, etc. Okay, so whatever foreign particles or whatever bacterial viral particles are present inside the cell, these are engulfed by the lysosome. That's the reason why you call it as suicidal bag of the cell. Now, all of you know that inside the plant cell, the bigger vacuoles are present. In animal cells, it contains smaller vacuoles. So, vacuoles' main function is to store the substances, typically either waste or harmful substances or useful substances. Vacuoles are most important in plant cells where they have additional functions such as maintaining the proper pH, turgor pressure plant needs to thrive. Now the next organelle that we're going to see, which is present only in the animal cell, is centriole. You studied about centriole in your standard 10 biology in the cell division. Centrioles, they help in the movement of the chromatids towards the poles. So centriole is a small set of microtubules arranged in a specific way. There are 9 group of microtubules. So these centrioles, when they are present next to each other, two centrioles, they are present usually at the right angles. You can see in your biology textbook, they are present usually in the right angles, and they move towards the opposite ends. These centrioles, they are found only in the animal cells. Remember the location of centriole, very important in standard 10 biology. They are present in the animal cells, in the cytoplasm, near to the nucleus. Please do not forget this. Next, microtubules and microfilaments. Microfilaments and microtubules, these are part of any organism cell that provides strength and structural support. They are the major components of the cytoskeleton, a framework of proteins that give the cell its shape and prevent them from collapsing. Next, there is small structure called microbodies, which is found once again in animal cells as well as plant cells. All these peroxisome, glyoxysomes, glycosomes, all these are the types of microbodies. Okay, now in the human beings, the microbodies are very commonly seen in big number in liver and kidney cells. So the microbodies, they contain lots of enzymes and they perform different kinds of biochemical reactions, such as they help in breakdown of fats, alcohols, amino acids. They are also involved in the detoxification of peroxides and in the photorespiration of plants. Peroxisomes, their function is to break down large molecules and detoxify hazardous substances. Glyoxysomes, they are specialized peroxisomes found in plants and molds, that is fungi, which help to convert stored lipids into carbohydrates so that they can be used for plant growth. Now let us see to cilia and flagella. Cilia, these are minute hair-like projections on the outer surface of the eukaryotic cell. I'll just show you the diagrams of cilia and flagella slightly later. Just hold on and try to understand. Cilia are made up of microtubules coated in plasma membrane. Each cilium comprises of 9 pairs of microtubules that form outside ring and 2 central microtubules. That is, 9 tubes are present in the outermost circle and 2 tubes are present in the inner circle. This arrangement is called 9+2 arrangement. Okay, now these are made up of protein called dyne, and the cilia is very flexible and that allows the movement. The importance of cilia is it helps in locomotion as well as sensory function. Now coming to the flagella. Flagella is different from cilia because it is longer and it is having whip-like appearance. And it is also a sensory organ that can sense change in the pH temperature. Flagella contains a protein called flagellin protein. It contains 3 parts: basal body, hook and filament. So these are the various functions of flagella: help in the movement, its sensory organ, increase the reproductive rate, and also used as a secretory organ. Children, we're going to see the diagrams. This is a cilia and this is the flagella. You can see cilia and flagella structures. Difference between the cilia and flagella is very important. So cilia, these are short hair-like appendages. Flagella are long thread-like. Cross section: nixin, a kind of a protein that is present in cilia, absent in flagella. Length is short, longer than cilia. The length is 5 to 10 microns, and here 150 microns is the flagella. rotational movement and whip-like movement that is seen in flagella, and ciliary beat is controlled in coordinated rhythmic manner, and flagella, when numerous flagella are present, they beat independently. Each flagella moves in its own manner, whereas cilia, there is a coordinated and synchronized motion of cilia. Density, cilia is present more per cell, flagella fewer number, and cilia is found only in eukaryotes. Remember, flagella is found both in eukaryotes as well as in prokaryotes. Help in locomotion and feeding, whereas flagella helps only in the locomotion. Now, in the prokaryotic cells, different arrangement of flagella is seen. You have to understand, this is also there in the syllabus. Monotrichous. Here you have the bacterial cell and one flagella is coming from one end. This is known as monotrichous. Lophotrichous. More than one flagella is coming out from one end. This arrangement is called lophotrichous. Amphitrichous. Both the ends numerous flagella are there, and peritrichous. Throughout the body of the organism, the flagella is present. So these are the various arrangement of flagella that is seen in the bacterium. Children, we are going to stop here. In the next class, we are going to continue with the various types of cell organelles found in the eukaryotic cell. All of you, thank you so much. Stay home, stay safe. God bless you all.